Very good morning. In this session, I am going to deploy a full stack application using Helm and Ingress with Autoscaling. So why we are using Helm? Actually, the Helm chart which is used to convert your YAML files into reusable templates, and you can able to define certain values.xml YAML file, and those values to be used for multiple application, and anytime you can able to add upgrades and roll back your application with simple commands, and you can package multiple resources into a single chart. So if you are not using, actually we have followed practical number 7 with without Helm. Here the practical number 8 and 9 with Helm. Actually without Helm, so you need to manually deploy all the YAML files separately, but with the help of Helm, with one chart deploys front and back end MySQL with one single command, and you can use the same templates for different environments. So let me go to the documentation. So you can able to download this image creation source link. This is same as like your previous exercise, that is practical number 7, and these I already loaded into my Git repository and Google Drive repository. You can download it. Like here, this the image source code is there, which contain only two Docker files, front end and back end. So I already have the same file in my local machine. So let me open with the Visual Studio Code. So this procedure is same as our previous exercise. So that is, I just want to build the image, then I want to push the image into the repository. So that is the Docker Hub repository. Now let me go to the terminal. So okay, before that, I have two Docker file. One is for the front end, as one is for the back end, and I just want to build the image, then push that image into the repository. So okay, let me open the command prompt. So okay, the first command is that for the this is for the backend build. So please ensure that, so you have to log in into your Docker Hub and take this account name for the pushing. Okay, so Docker build hyphen f Docker file dot backend hyphen t, followed by your account name slash the name of the image with the version 1 space dot. Simply enter. So I want to build the image locally, then I have to push the same into the Docker Hub repository. So build completed now. For the second build now, for the front end, just enter. So okay, now successfully both the builds are completed in my local machine, and now just go to this Docker IO docker.hub.docker.com/repositories. I don't have any repository. If I refresh now, and you can see that there is no front end and back end repository. I don't have any front end and back end repository. Okay, so now I just want to push that locally built image into the Docker IO. So just enter. This is for the front end. So this is for the back end. Similarly, I'm doing it for the front end also. So if you are doing the same operation for the first time, it may take some time to push the image from local to the Docker Hub repo. So now your backend is successfully pushed. So similarly, do the same process for the front end also. So now you can ensure here you can, if you can refresh the image what it is created in local machine, now it is pushed into the Docker hub. So again refresh, now the front end also successfully pushed. So these process we followed for previous exercise also, which is same. Okay. So now both the things were successfully done, and one more the second thing is that I want to create a Helm chart. So which means that right now I have only this docker.backend as well as docker.frontend file. I don't have any YAML file to handle this Kubernetes operation. So what I can do is I need to create a Helm chart. Okay, so there is a command to create a Helm chart. So Helm create followed by in whatever folder name you want, then that folder name. So before that, I just want to download this Helm. So let me tell you how to download. You can go through, if you just go into this URL, otherwise directly Helm download. Simply go Helm download. Click on the first hyperlink, and here you can go to desired version, and you can download this Windows. Okay, so now it is downloading, and what you have to do is just go into that zip folder, just right click and extract this. So once it is extracted, go into the folder. Okay, so it have 3 files. I just want to set this path for environment, this path into the environment variable. Go to this environment variables. Okay, go to this environment variable, take this path. Okay, so just add the path. Okay, and click on OK, OK, and OK, and just now close it, and now open the command prompt and check it whether the Helm is successfully recognized or not. So Helm version, check the version. Yes, successfully now it is done. Okay, just to close it. So as I already told you, either you can go ahead with these command to create the chart. Okay, so otherwise you can directly download the source which I already have it from the drive link given. Okay, so these drive link which already contain this entire chart, that is e-commerce chart, which something we have chart.yaml values, then templates. So I have the same file in my local machine also, that is e-commerce chart. Okay, so this is the file. So that is e-commerce chart. After running this command, either you can run this command, otherwise please go ahead with this file only, no issues. So these all these files are YAML files. Okay, so this e-commerce chart which contain chart, chart.yaml and values.yaml. There is a template folder. Inside a template folder, I have totally 7 files. So let me see these files one by one. First, this chart.yaml, which is very simple thing. So it will mention only the description about your chart. That is e-commerce chart we are creating for the full stack application. And let me go into this values.yaml. These values.yaml which contain the information related to MySQL backend, frontend, at the same time, so the autoscaling related things. So that is the for the MySQL we are using the root password as a root, and the database name is e-commerce, and the backend we are taking it from this image, and initially it will create 2 replicas which will run the port number, which will run 8080 port number. This is the container port number, and these port number to see the output in my local machine. So this is the front end. For the front end also I am using this image to extract the image. Then I want to create 2 replicas. Then port number is 8080. So there is no problem with this first 8080 and the second 8080, because we are going to run the application with different virtual machine or container, so no issues. And in locally, I want to see the result with the 3W82 port number. And Ingress, which will tell you about the routing and auto scaling. So for the, it will by default it will create two minimum replicas, and whenever the CPU utilization is more than 60%, it will create additional replicas, and the maximum replica is a 5 replica, which means that 5 containers will create. So if your CPU utilization is greater than 60, so this is same for the front end also. And so this is the value.yaml file. This is most important file because the template files which will get the information from these values only. So now go to this template. Let me open this front backend deployment. So here what I have defined is, so whatever the values defined in the values.yaml file, so this backend deployment will take the specification from that values.yaml file only. So like values.backend.replicas, and we are creating the backend backend container with the label as a backend. And here I have given one init container, which means that, so before creating the backend container, it will create a MySQL container. So then only it will create a backend container. So that is the reason I am using init container for the MySQL first. Second, it will create a backend container. And in the backend, I have clearly using what is my JDBC connectivity, the port numbers, and your password. So that is username, password, everything to be specified as like our traditional Spring Boot application. So now let me take this front end deployment. So now you see that here again same for here also, it will take the front end replica values from the values.yaml file which we have already defined, and it will use the labels for the front end container with the name front end. And it will take the port number also, the container port number also from the values which we already defined. So then HPA. So let me take this HPA. So these here we are defining the how many replicas, that is minimum replicas and maximum replicas we want. So by using these min replica and max replicas. Okay, so minimum 2 replicas and the maximum is 5 replica. This replica will be created whenever the CPU utilization is greater than 60%. So let me take this Ingress which will deals the routing. So that is in which port number it will run your application. So okay, so here the front end will run over the port number. So actually the port number, the container port number is 8080. This is common for both the front end as well as back end. And to view the output in the Windows machine, we'll use the 3W82 for the front end and 83 for the back end. So let me take this MySQL deployment. So these will contain related to MySQL. So that is here we are defining the password for MySQL and username for the MySQL. So which will run the port number as a 3306. And for creating, so before creating, so these MySQL to be installed over the volume that we have defined in the next, that is the persistent volume to be created. Then over the volume we will install the MySQL. That description we have given under this PVC. So this is related to your so persistent volume client. So that is, you are creating one separate folder to install your MySQL. So finally there is a services.yaml file, and so this file which will integrate your MySQL backend as well as front end into the same cluster IP. So that is the reason we are using this services.yaml file. So okay, so we have completed it, and let me go to this e-commerce chart. Let me type CMD, just to type CMD. Okay, so there is one command, only one command which will execute all our application. So all our YAML file with a single command. So that is, command is Helm install, and you can use any name for the deployment name. So this is optional, you can use any name followed by dot. I am using Helm install e-commerce chart deploy. Okay, just install, just enter. So okay, it is telling that it is not, because I already executed multiple times, so I'm getting this issue. So in such case, I want to uh, I want to uninstall it. Let me try and install. Okay, so they can reinstall, it will work. Okay, so now again I'm just doing the same step. If you are executing for the first time, you won't get any errors. Okay, so now you can see that the status is deployed successfully completed. So now come to your Docker desktop. So what it will happen is, so you just wait for some time. So here it will try to create two containers for the front end and one MySQL and two backend. So now you can see that this is one front end, two front end, one MySQL and two backend is created. Okay, two, which means that totally 5 containers were created. Okay, so let me try to verify the same here. Okay, so that is kubectl get deployments. Okay, and you can see that. So totally we created uh, so totally we created 5 containers where 2 is running. So remaining 3 is not running. So let me give one more time. So okay, we'll see that is there is any errors in the my backend deployment. So you can try to open this log to verify. So okay, so still some installation is happening, so that waiting for the MySQL deployment. So once the MySQL gets deployed, then you can, here you can see that all are ready state. Okay, so right now, okay, so now you can see that now MySQL is also ready. Once the MySQL gets ready, then only the backend will ready. Okay, so we'll try to refresh on okay. So now you can see that initially we are getting the status messages, backend is not ready, but now you can see that backend is ready, front end is ready, and MySQL also ready. Okay, so now directly you can see the output. Okay, so let me tell you how to verify the results. You can take close localhost colon 8082 slash e-commerce. So because we have used the context path as slash e-commerce. Okay, just enter. So these port number which we already defined in service.yaml file. Okay, successfully we have executed it. So let me try the same for the backend also. So backend localhost colon 8083 3 slash back 1. So I have to get the messages, something called white label error message. If you are getting such message, then your application is successfully running. So we'll wait for some time to get that result. Okay, so successfully are getting that white label error message. So we are successfully executed it. Let me go to this front end. Okay, so let me try to do the sign up process now. Click on sign up and let me add sign admin at the rate gmail.com. Okay, so let me keep the password is also admin. Okay, I'm getting the messages successful sign up, please log in. So let me keep the username as the admin. So the remaining process and all as usual. Okay. So now you can see that. Okay. So now successfully logged in, but the computers, mobiles and all not there. So if I want to do that further things, okay. So as usual, as per the previous video, you can do the commands. Okay, so suppose if I want to insert some items into that computers or mobiles, you can proceed this. So first thing you have to get the available parts. Okay, so just use the command. So that is kubectl get parts. Okay, so this is to get the available pod and the pod name. Okay, so now go into this command, that is kubectl exec hyphen it. So this name to be changed. So this name is not the same. So whatever the name you have, you have to keep your MySQL name. Okay, so let me keep this command. I just want to copy this command. This is same as your previous exercise. So that is practical number 7. Okay, let me copy this one and replace it. Okay, so now just enter. Okay, so now we are successfully moved into the MySQL. So let me give the show database command. Show databases. Okay, so I have database e-commerce database. Use e-commerce. Okay, database now changed it. Okay, so now you can use the tables. If you can give this show tables command, it will list all the available tables. Where we have the tables called products, and I can directly insert. So this I am doing it for the first one. Okay, so let me copy. This is for the computers. Okay, so just enter. Okay, successfully done it. Now come to your front end. Just refresh. Okay, so just refresh and go to computers. Yeah, now data is available. Okay, so now click on. Okay, proceed checkout, payment success. Okay, so we have successfully done it. And one more thing I just want to highlight here. And as I already told you about the upgrade, for example, so here we have right now we have only 3 containers for the backend. Suppose if I want to increase one container, where we have to create, I don't want to create a new image. I just want to create a new version. So that's it. Okay. So let me tell you how to do it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, so here in the chart, I have something called values. Okay. So let me open that values. So I just want to increase this replica by 3. Okay. I just want to increase the replica by 3. Okay. Just to simply save it. Okay. This is the only change I did. Backend container, I'm going to create 3 replicas. Okay. And so now come to this source code. Only one command. Okay. So what change I made is only this replica. If you want to change the port number also, you can change it. Okay. Helm upgrade e-commerce hyphen chart hyphen deploy dot hyphen set backend image. So this time it will create a version number 2. Okay. So let me copy and let me execute again. So not he in the exam MySQL. Just to do exit and execute here. Okay. Simply enter. Okay, so now what is happening? Just it is upgraded. Again, just to come to your Docker texture, you see that after some time, which means after some 1 minute, you can see that there is a backend container will create one more time. So how to verify this deployment? Again, go to kubectl get deployments. Okay, so now you can see that there are 3 containers were created. As we already have 2 containers, now 3 containers were created. Okay, so but we are not changing any the image. Whatever the image we already have, we are not changing the image. Only we created the additional replica with the second version. So that's it. Suppose if you want to roll back to your previous version, so that is the previous deployment, then you can use the command helm rollback e-commerce hyphen chart hyphen deploy 1 indicate the version number 1. Okay, so again if I try to execute the command, okay, so execute the command, just enter. So again it will go back to your previous thing. So again you can see that now 3 backend containers are there now. So now it will roll back to your previous container, which means that the additional container what we have created, it will be removed. Okay, again check it with this kubectl get deployments command. Okay, so the previous deployment, the third container gets removed. Okay, so successfully we are executed, and in this example we perform the deployment of the full stack application using Helm, Ingress as well as auto scaling. Thank you.